All right, we are back on air. You're listening to Double Dose on WEXP. And on the phone, we have the one and only Randy now. Randy, how are you doing today?
Hi, guys. How's it going out there in Pennsylvania?
We're doing good. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. And for those listening who don't know, Randy was a concert promoter at City Gardens. Right now, he is working at, or owns, I shouldn't say working at, he owns a record store in Bordentown, New Jersey you can go visit. And he is the subject of the documentary Riot on the Dance Floor. Randy, you've been a concert promoter, a postman, a drummer, a record store owner. What am I missing? What else have you done?
I'm stuck here. I actually, well, for 14 years, I'm hearing an echo, so this is going to be tough.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's really tough. I delivered newspapers, actually, for 14 years after City Gardens ended. And then I actually developed what is called vertigo, and I was sick for about 6 or 7 years.
Oh, wow.
And that was a pretty unpleasant time in the life. And they finally figured out how to get rid of my vertigo. And how to get rid of it was they cut the hearing in my left ear.
So it was a problem with like, the eardrum?
What's that?
It was like an inner ear problem?
Yes, yep.
Wow.
I was vertigo. You know, you're sick, you're dizzy, you fall, you throw up, you sweat. It's just not a pleasant experience. Right. It's kind of like being stuck. It's kind of like being stuck on a merry-go-round at about 190 miles an hour for 24 hours straight.
Oh, God, Lord.
Now, did that have anything to do with the music? Was that music related, like sound damage or anything?
No, not at all.
Okay.
My mother has it. She's had it for about 30 years. You know, I just kind of got it. My brothers and sisters don't have it. And like I said, I had it like 5, 6, 7 years. And I finally told a doctor, like, I'm going to commit suicide because this is not a quality of life where I'm sick for days at a time.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, we're glad you didn't, definitely.
Seriously. You're here now with us.
Yeah,
and it's actually, it's a good, we're glad you're talking to us because that's a good reason, you know, to tell people who are listening, maybe who are interested in doing that, not to.
Right. Well, also, you know, along with the hearing thing, the ear I'm actually listening to you in right now on my phone, I'm about 50% hearing loss, and that I can definitely say is from all the years of very, very loud music.
Very, very loud venue you worked at.
Well, I always tell people, you know, start wearing earbuds.
Yeah.
I'll have to take that advice. I usually don't. I usually people say that, and I kind of scoff, but after hearing that...
Yeah, I mean, you know, 20 years later, you're going to appreciate that I told you to wear earplugs if you do it. Of course, you do miss a lot of the highs and the cymbals and stuff.
Right. Well,
that's the trade-off.
So, just to give people some an intro, so you've met a lot of. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve, I cut you off.
Yeah, I was really going to go in the same thing. Like I saw a few clips from your documentary and stuff, and it said you worked with like a lot of people, a lot of big names like Green Day and the Beastie Boys, Murphy's Law, Nirvana. Like you got to help book them for City Gardens. Like, what was what was that like? Do you still keep in contact with any of the old bands that you would have booked at all?
Well, a lot of those bands you mentioned have become, you know, the mainstream, the Millionaires, the Geffen Records, Sony Music darlings. They don't have any contact with me.
Right.
But I can remember when a lot of those bands would stay at my house because they didn't have enough money to get a hotel room.
Wow. Oh, did they ever trash it?
There are exceptions to the rule, too, but I used to put so many bands up in my old farmhouse I had in Newtown, PA.
Oh, that's not too far from us. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Newtown, Bucks County. We had this old farmhouse that had no heat, but it had about 12 rooms. And me and a friend of mine found it, and we only paid $100 a month because it had no heat, and it leaked like a sieve, whatever the hell a sieve is. And so we just fixed it up the best we could. We had heat, we had air conditioners and windows, and we actually had a built-in swimming pool. And for many years, we stayed at this farmhouse, and dozens and dozens of bands would stay at the house, and we'd save like $150 a night.
And they were great, and they didn't do anything too raucous. They didn't throw parties or anything.
Well, yes and no. But
of course.
we had there were bands that actually stole stuff, but I mean it was so minor.
Right. What are some big names that stayed there?
It didn't matter. I'm sorry?
What are some big names that stayed there?
But and I also had an apartment in New York for a while. Bands stayed there. Rancid, Fugazi, War, like all 17 members of War, Bad Religion, Bad Nasty, Descendants.
I have like half of the bands you just mentioned. I have their T-shirts. So out of all these people, I know they're in the Ride on the Dance Floor trailer. It says that you got to meet John Lennon, and in your store there's a whole section dedicated to the Beatles. What are some other heroes you've got to meet throughout the years of, and how did you meet them? Was it through promoting? Was it just being in these big circles?
Yeah, well, the Lennon. If I could go to the Lennon thing, it was 1975 in Philadelphia at WFIL. Larry Kane from Philadelphia was good friends with the Beatles from 1964 onward, and he asked John to come down to try to bring people out to help raise money for a marathon he was working on. This is before like bands did marathons and raised money for people. And John came down. This is the period of his life when he wasn't with Yoko, so he jumped on an Amtrak train and came down. I had a band and I was a drummer, and we played the show, and we just got a chance to meet him and get his autograph. Believe me, it was the most exciting 4 seconds of my life.
That's really exciting.
Lennon. A lot of times when I would work with these bands, the first year or two, I tried to get autographs from everyone because I'm a big fan of the music and the bands and the people in the band.
Right.
But then, it slowly turned into like a job, and I just never really bothered getting autographs anymore. I mean, I could kick myself now for not getting autographs of Ramones and, things like that. I mean, I used to have letters Henry Rollins would write to me. I was booking the first Rollins band tour, but I never saved them.
You have the memories, though.
Oh yeah, I didn't do drugs, and I drank slowly.
I mean, throughout your store, the store that you have, the Randy's Now Man Cave store, you probably have a lot of good autographs in the store, I would imagine, right? Like on.
There's a few. It's funny. I just found the Go-Go's autograph. I DJ'd for them when they played Emerald City in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And it was actually a WMMR live broadcast of the Go-Go's. And it just came out on vinyl, the recording of the show from Emerald City, and I have them in the Man Cave store. And I was like, wow, this is the show that I DJ'd for. That was kind of neat.
Oh, yeah.
But I stopped getting autographs. It'd be kind of like asking my mother for an autograph. Everybody became friends and family. Yeah. And I just couldn't ask Mike Muir for an autograph. I just, spent 45 days on the road with him. Because I was a tour manager, too, for a lot of bands.
Yeah, at that point, you don't even really need the autograph. You already have the personal experience with them. You have enough to remember. That's sweet.
Right.
That's awesome to remember someone by.
Yeah.
You mentioned you have autographs from Henry Rollins. One of the questions I was going to ask you is like some of the most intense or even dangerous people you've met, because you worked in an intense environment, dangerous environment at times. And I actually wrote example given Henry Rollins. So who are some, like, in this industry, you come across a lot of, I don't want to say crazy, but intense people, odd people. Who are some of the oddest people you've met, or, craziest?
Well, and it's funny. Sometimes the person that you thought would become like the coolest person could really be the biggest, a-hole.
Right.
And then again, the one that you didn't like may have become your friend for life, and you fall in love with them. You think he's, it's a great person, or a great band, or a great female too.
Anyone in particular?
Well, Rollins is always easy, but
Wow.
I have seen videos of him, beating on people. But if somebody spits on you and you're on stage, you're raging like you are.
Yep.
You might have to react and punch the guy. Well, it was well deserved.
It's hard to be in that mind state and not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dilla Biafra was always easy to work with, fun to work with. I'm a fan, and he respects me, what I did, and I definitely respect what he does. And I always liked them. I'm a big fan of a band called Sparks. They've been around since the 70s. It's two brothers. They have probably 22, 23 albums out. But to meet them live, I was actually a little kind of like a squeamish, like a girl or something, like to meet the Monkees or the Beatles. Yeah. And they kind of let me down, Russ and Ron.
What's the name of the band?
Sparks. The name of the band is Sparks.
S-P-A.
Very influential. Tons of bands. Look up the band Sparks. The only problem is you get that person, Randy Sparks, that always comes up when you look up Sparks.
Let's check the time here. I know you got it. It's been about 15 minutes, Randy. I know you have to go. We just wanted to ask, so people who want to learn more about you, I know you've got all these these artists you're mentioning available. Just talk about your store and where people could come and meet you in person.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm 59 years old. I was booking shows at a record store in Bordentown, and then the New Hope Winery got a hold of me and asked me to book shows for them over in New Hope, PA. This is like 2011. And I went over there. I got them Bob Mould. I got them Thurston Moore. I got them Half of Ween to play there, and a ton of other bands. And they fired me. They didn't pay me. I had to take them to court. So what happened was I had no job, so I had to rethink another time what to do in life to make money and survive.
Yeah.
So I come up with this concept for a record store called the Man Cave. So I live in Bordentown, New Jersey. It's a cute little colonial town on the Delaware River. And, started bringing in some of my own record collection, buying some record collections. We got really kooky sodas. It's just a really cool, fun place to come. You may not buy something when you walk out, but you'll leave with a smile on your face.
You definitely do.
The Man Cave website is, www.mancavenj.com.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, we're on Facebook, Randy Nails Man Cave. Also, I do want to mention, if I can, since we talked about Riot on the Dance Floor, the film is available online. I think iTunes actually has, you can, rent it for a day or rent it for a month. I don't know how that actually works. If you want an actual physical copy, we're selling Riot on the Dance Floor in the Man Cave store. We also have the book that goes along with the film about City Gardens called No Stage Diving, No Slam Dancing, No Spikes.
Right.
And we have all that. We just got in the new Ty Segall vinyl. Couple Bowie things just came out again. We got in the store. We're actually doing a concert with Robert Hitchcock, who, if you know him, he goes back to the 70s with a band called the Soft Boys. and Robin Hitchcock wrote a song called "I Want to Destroy You," which has been covered by 100 bands. But one of the bands that was covered "I Want to Destroy You" from Robin Hitchcock is the Circle Jerks.
Yeah.
And actually, they did it live at CBGB's, and they brought Debbie Gibson out to sing it with them, which was pretty funny. I was there for that one. So there you go. You know, the Man Cave store, mancavemj.com. I'm in Boardtown, New Jersey. You know, you come in, if you're familiar with City Gardens, I'll give you a story or two, I'm quite sure. The DVD's available, the book's available.
Are you willing to sign them?
What's that?
Are you willing to sign them?
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Of course.
Why not?
If I could just take a second before you go, hate to embarrass you, but I just want to tell a little story about when I went to see Hana Lee and Mikey Erg play at the Man Cave. I didn't realize it was your store, and I recognized you, and I made eye contact with you, and I was a little starstruck, and you came over and you pat me on the shoulder, and I was just like, wow, he's as nice a guy as they say. And I just want to tell our listeners that if you go and talk to Randy, he's just he's the nicest guy. So I wanted just to tell everyone that they should go visit you.
Of course.
I'm just a normal human that you know, eats, sleeps, and goes to the bathroom every once in a while.
That's a quote right there. That's great.
Well, Randy,
and
thank you for talking
hear,
to us.
You know, if there's any response on, you know, me calling in, that'd be great to find out.
What was that?
I said if there's any chance you could give me some feedback if anybody calls in or you know, writes to you and says that it was a good interview. Or
Oh, I actually have someone online right now. They want to say that they are Carl's son, Jesse Helminick. He wants to say hello. I think.
Okay, Dad.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Oh, hold on. I might have got the name wrong. View all 6 supply. Yeah, Carl's son says hello. That's from Jesse.
What's the name? I'm sorry. It's a little hard to hear.
Jesse, I can't pronounce his last name. Humenik. His father is Carl.
Oh, yes. I know who that is, yes. His father was a bouncer, staged you know, security for City Gardens. Well, he may go to school out there for all I know.
Right.
So, yeah, that was nice. Tell him hi.
All right, and yeah, we'll get. We're actually recording the show right now, so I'll email you a copy of the interview.
Yeah, you need a copy of because I put everything up on the Facebook.
Okay.
You know, we the Man Cave photo bombed Nora Mishanik from 6 ABC News the other night.
Yeah,
I saw that.
We saw that photo online. It's a great picture.
I have that same.
Pretty funny.
We have that. I have that same T-shirt, and it's.
Lucas.
Sorry?
Hey, listen, also, when you come to the Man Cave, you never know who's going to be in the store. One day, the CEO and president of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland came into the store for a visit. Because he's from Morrisville, PA. And then, like about an hour later, Louis Prima Jr. popped in.
Wow.
I don't know if you know who that is or not. But his father wrote Just a Gigolo and Jump, Jive, and Wail. And, yeah, well, keep in touch. If you need to do something in the future, I'd be glad to help you. And if I may be political for 1 second, Bernie is the man. Okay?
Okay.
What was that?
But vote. If you're 18 and you're at LaSalle, vote.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right. We'll definitely do that.
Vote early, vote often, vote Bernie.
Vote Bernie.
Vote Bernie.
We've got the official Randy Now sponsor. What's it called? Endorsement. The Randy Now endorsement.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot.
Hey,
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Randy.
Peace. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right,
You too,
thanks.
man.
We'll,
Very good questions. Good questions.
all right, we'll be in touch.
Cool. See ya. Good
All
night.
right, bye. All right, that was fun. I'm sorry.